Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Owner's Box. It's our very special Michelle U-based Kentucky Oaks Kentucky Derby preview show. We've done this every year for the past several years. I'm Billy Koch. I'm founder and managing partner of the Little Red Feather Racing Club. Joining me, Michelle U, who has. Where's the curly hair coming from lately? Is this a
I got a
new
perm.
thing? You got a perm?
Yeah.
When did you? Why?
So because my hair, okay, I got this like haircut that I loved in New York. Oh no, my light died. I got this haircut that I loved in New York, and I couldn't really duplicate it out here.
So you got a perm?
Well, I just kept trying to duplicate it by like curling my hair and doing all this stuff, but honestly, I'm really bad at it. And so yeah, I thought maybe I'll get a perm, and I got a perm, and it fell out in 2 days. So I had to go back. And then they gave me like an afro perm. So like super tight. I mean, it was like this. And I was very scared. I was thinking this is not going to be good at all.
But you like it.
Yeah, now I like it because it's let down. So like this is like 4 days old, and but it's great.
I don't think anybody really cares about your hair. All they want to know is, can I come up with another sovereignty?
Yeah, can you? Well, let's start with the Oaks. Did you have the Oaks?
The best part of last year's show is that I made every single horse a pretender except Sovereignty. That was pretty good.
I need to get my sheet out so I can keep track of Billy's.
Yeah, I have. I'm not as I have conviction. I don't have as much conviction. I feel strong. But I think both these races, as always, are just really wide open. So you want to start with the Oaks? Do you want to just go through the horses?
Yes.
Or do you want to just go, okay, so you're going to call out the horse and we're going to go, what, Contender-Pretender? Or is there any other categories?
Like you could have like a fringe player or like an exotic horse, so like usable.
Usable as an exotics horse. And what about our top choices?
Yeah, tell me your top choice too.
Okay. All right.
So
okay. Now I'm going to comment, then you're going to comment. Or are we doing you first?
No, you
okay,
first.
I'm going first.
The Grade 1 Kentucky Oaks, number 1 goes to Explora.
You're so funny. I think this filly is really, really good. Obviously, Pratt, Baffert, enough said, 6-1. However, the trip from the rail is going to be very, very interesting. She's going to have to show speed. I think she might have to show too much speed. I think she's a fringe contender.
Okay, that's a
fringe.
I could say fringe for her too. I wouldn't be shocked if she won. I hate the fact that she missed her prep. I don't like her on the rail that much.
Yep.
And
I agree. She got sick.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, she's probably a pretender.
Won her last start, I think it would have been better.
She did win her last start.
Well, I meant like the projected start. How about that?
Like if she beat Meaning or something, or if she beat
well, she was in Oaklawn and supposed to be running in Oaklawn.
Counting Stars in the fantasy.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead.
Hold on, I'm adding this to the screen so we have something to look at.
Look at that.
Okay, next is Zany.
Zany is the type of horse that I don't like. But I with Irad Pletcher, she's 4-1 in the morning line. Her thoroughgraphs are 6-3, 6-6. Her rags are competitive. She was 3-5 last time in the Ashland, and Percy's Bar had that perfect trip. I think Zany is another one that is dangerous in here. I'll call her a contender, but I don't like her. I think she's fringe contender.
Okay. I'm just going to say, don't tell Rapoli. I'm just going to say pretender because I just don't think she's going to win.
Okay. Fair enough.
All right. Okay. Number 3 is Search Party for Mark Cassie, who has a couple in this race coming out of a runner-up effort to her stablemate last time out.
We're talking about on the win end. I'm saying pretender for Search Party.
Okay. I have to agree. Pretender. Okay. She could pick. I could easily see her picking up a piece because that's kind of what she does, right? She picks up.
Look, if you're betting,
she's earned $500,000 and it's only won one race.
Right. If you're betting tries, something like that, and you need a long shot, she's a nice one. Counting Stars, right?
Yes.
8-1, Mark Cassie, Arietta. She ran a 4 last time when dominating the fantasy, but of course Explorer wasn't in there, and she beat Search Party, who we just said was a pretender. I don't like those races where she just doesn't show up, and it's too much for me to handle, so I'm going to say pretender.
I'm going to use her as a fringe player because I do think that on the day she shows up, she's a nice filly.
Yes.
And I'm happy with her draw, and she's got some good tacticality.
Yeah.
So and I've liked her since her debut. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna put her up there as a fringe player.
Fridge player. Meaning 5-1 on the morning line, Michael McCarthy, JJ Hernandez.
Best of the
Uh,
West.
Best of the West, but very slow figures. And
Wow.
I just
I mean,
can't.
how does that like
I don't
play
know.
in?
Just she's just slow. And I watch her races, and I don't know. I just don't love her the way she finishes. Um, I don't like meaning she's for me. She's another fringe contender, but more likely a pretender just on number power alone. She has done nothing wrong in her races, but you know. The day she beat Explorer, they went really fast that day. Last time she beat Brooklyn Bond, and with all due respect, Bank Shot. So who has she really been facing? And at 5-1, it's just too low for me.
Okay, I am gonna say she's a pretender as well.
Oh, I thought you were going the other way.
Nope,
Okay.
nope. I mean, look at only because I feel like I can't make half the field a contender. You know what I mean? So I had to draw a line
Right.
somewhere.
We haven't really made anyone a contender yet. I've had a couple of fringies.
One contender. You have
Who'd I pick?
Zany as a contender, and you
I
don't
have
even like
Zany as a
him.
all right. I'm gonna put her on fringe. I'm changing.
You're changing Zany to
Yeah.
fringe.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. My Miss Mo, who was a
Sappy
12
Joseph,
length maiden winner against Florida Breds.
husbands, 20-1 pretender to me.
Pretender to me also. Dazzling Dame for Brittany Russell, who has won 4 races at 4 different racetracks
Pretty good.
in 4 different states.
You know where she didn't win?
At Churchill?
Yeah, in the Pocahontas, where she was beaten by 10 lengths, pretender.
You don't think she could turn a page from 2 to 3?
I mean, she's fast. She has speed. I see this race heating up early. I think they're going to go faster than anybody wants to go. I think with
Mhm.
that filly, and we're going to get to Bella Ballerina and Pashmina and Explora. You have to all end in Bella
Okay.
Ballerina, Pashmina, Explora. They all ended up. Bad La Bruges is scratched.
Yep.
All
All
right,
right. Always a runner.
just keep that screen up because these are my 2 picks.
Okay, I like it.
Always a runner. From everything, sometimes you have to read between the lines when you watch Chad Brown interviews.
Mhm.
I have a feeling they always really really like this horse. She was super impressive breaking her maiden. She got a 12 that day on Thurgraph, but she won by 6.5 lengths, so she was geared down. Then she comes back with that really strong effort in the Gazelle. That was a mile and an eighth. This race is running a mile and an eighth, and when you're talking about horses with a lot of horses with possible distance limitations, I don't think this filly has any. She's by Gun Runner. They paid $1 million for her. She have a Malibu Moon mare. She's lightly raced and she drew well. And I think this is one of the fillies that's going to be running down the lane. I think she is a contender.
I think she's a contender as well. She's my second choice. I loved her work. And you don't even have to read between the lines. Chad Brown said that for the Gazelle, she was maybe 70%.
I saw that. Yeah.
So I mean, for me, it's okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I think
if
she's got a
she's
big
at
shot. I
70%,
don't think you're going to get 10-1 on her.
wouldn't that be nice though? Could someone lock
Yeah.
that in? Could
Yeah.
anyone lock that in for me?
Yeah. This next horse might be my favorite horse. Her and Always a Runner, Prom Queen. Third graph wise, she ran 10.54. She could have won her debut. She was just sent to the lead going a mile first time out and got a little tired, but she lost to a good horse in She Be Smooth, who came back and did some nice things. Her last 2 starts, once they really stretched her out at Gulfstream, were super impressive. I watched all the videos, and the video of her, the way she's by Quality Road out of a Tappet mare. We're not going to have any distance limitations. She drew well. Castellano knows how to win big races. I think she's going to be one of the ones that's running late, and that's what I'm looking for in here. So I do really like Prom Queen at 8-1.
Ditto to everything you said. I think she's an
Seriously,
absolute.
we're
Yep.
on the same page.
Yes, really like her. Big fan. I liked what I saw from her last time out. I liked her gallop out. I think the more ground, the better for her. I love a Quality Road filly.
I agree.
My top selection though is going to be the 11 Percy's Bar. I loved
with
her
Gatewood.
Ashlyn. I don't think that she deserved to be disqualified in her Alcibiades. I thought that was unfair. She's won a stakes race at Churchill Downs. She ran really well in the spinaway at Saratoga. So to me, she's not just that one trick wonder. I mean, she came out here and she ran really well in the Breeders' Cup. We had Gatewood on our show a couple of weeks ago. He talked about how she had missed a race and then they missed a little bit of training and everything. And so she still ran a banger in the Ashland, also not fully cranked up and ready to go, which means to me, you know, when you see these fillies and they come and they run a big effort, I always worry about, you know, like a bounce situation. But when they're not fully cranked and they have room to come out of that and do better, I love it.
Yeah,
Who's
I
my
like Percy's bar. I mean, what's not to like? She's a little bit slower on sheets and on rags, but she's uber consistent. I thought the race visually in the Ashland was really impressive, and hopefully she doesn't bounce off that effort. I don't. I would call her my one contender under the 9 and the 10. So I have that
okay?
stage, then I have Percy, and then the rest.
Okay. Number 12 is Bella Ballerina, blinkers off for Brendan Walsh.
Yeah, I don't know about the blinkers on, blinkers off stuff. She has run fast. She ran, I mean, she was really good in her first 3 races. The last time, I don't know, not quite sure what happened in the Fairground Oaks that day because they went pretty quick early, but it was the same fraction she had run before. She's really game. She'll be close to the pace. I think she's going to end up probably with a wide trip, and I make her again. She's fringy for me, but more pretender than contender.
Yeah, I have to agree. She's a horse that you would not be surprised to see her hit the top three.
Yeah.
But I like others to beat her.
Yeah, same with Pashmina. I mean, this horse ran a really big number last time when she lost to Always a Runner. Had some trouble that day. I think she'll be close up. Another one that's going to be close up for Ramon Vasquez and Rob Atras, 30-1. I'm going to make her a pretender.
Yeah, pretender for me.
Same with Brooklyn Blonde. I thought, you know, if you don't kind of love meaning, it's hard to love Brooklyn Blonde. That's really hard to say, by the way.
Brooklyn Blonde.
Brooklyn Blonde. Hope Larry Comas gets it right. I'm going to say pass on Brooklyn Blonde.
Yeah, sorry, Philly. I think that was a bang up effort from her. I don't know if that was a great effort from her or maybe a lackluster effort from Meaning, but I like the East Coast horses this year.
Lovely Gray.
Yeah, what about Lovely Gray? Because you know, if you have something nice to say, you should post it on social media because Portnoy's going to find some people that are saying nice things about Lovely Gray, and he's going to bet like $3,000 across the board on her. And if you win, you win.
All right, so should we submit this? I think Lovely Gray is a lovely filly, and I hope she runs really well for him. I think Dave Portnoy is important to our sport. I think it's great to have him and on social media. I think it's awesome that he's in the Kentucky Oaks. I've never run in the Kentucky Oaks, so good luck to him. I don't think she's going to win the race, but he deserves to run. There you go. Is that nice enough?
Good. Yeah, that's nice. I mean, look, she's never run on dirt routing. She's only run on it short. And I think you can see that she definitely prefers 2 turns, right?
Yeah.
So pedigree wise, she should be fine on the main track.
She'll be running late. Who knows? She'll be running late. I mean, you never know.
All right. So there was a quick Contender-Pretender.
Wow, that was so
fast, right?
Have you and I really ever been on the same page like this? We're
I don't know. Similar. It's kind of scary, right? And you know what? Zoe and I were doing this the other day, and her and I like the first 3 horses in the Oaks the same also.
Wow. I hope we get prices. Okay. There's the Kentucky Oaks for all of you listening at home and watching Michelle's new perm. You want to go right to the Derby? Is there any other race that you think that you've looked at that you're just I think I'm just going to say one thing before we do the Derby. You go to race 10, the Churchill Downs. It's fucking ridiculous. I mean, you have Cornucopian and Nightbridge and Imagination and Disruptor and Disco Time. I mean, this race is just going to be a banger. I cannot wait for this race.
Let's see. I think I like Nightbridge on top. You like Cornucopian. I like Disruptor. I mean, Imagination, I feel like doesn't like 7 furlongs. So
really?
I mean, he won in Saudi going 6. He's 0 for 2
won the Malibu.
at 7.
I don't know. I think they're all really nice horses. I think it's a really just.
How about T.O. Elvis?
I'm not into T.O. Elvis. No? But I am also into race 8, the Pate Mile. I'm into Englishman.
Oh, the Pate Mile. Oh, well, I like Crude Velocity. You want to go head to head?
I like Crude Velocity too. What are you talking about? I
Well,
was the original Crude Velocity bandwagon.
I just figured that if you want to go head to head, we can.
Yeah, no, I like Crude Velocity. Why would I
Oh, I
go?
thought you said you liked Englishman.
I do like Englishman. I'm just saying I like Crude Velocity. I like Crude Velocity's post better. Englishman has been nothing short of absolutely brilliant, and I think it's going to be one hell of a race. So let's go to the Derby.
All right, let's go to the Derby. There's Crude Velocity and Englishman.
Okay.
What about the American Turf, the 3-year-old turf race?
I haven't really studied that race yet.
Okay.
I think Stark Contrast is in there. He's really good.
Yes.
I for whatever reason, that race when I first got it, I don't have the numbers race yet, so it's really hard to like. Just I watched a lot of video. I don't think it's the greatest rendition of the American Turf.
I feel
I've
like
always
it's a
thought
super competitive race.
it's very competitive. I just don't have a strong feeling right now for it.
Okay.
And then of course we have Gold Phoenix, 10-1 in the morning line, and the race before the Derby. Get your doubles ready.
Get those doubles ready. Is this race not too short for him?
No, he's won it a mile and an eighth before.
I know he's won it a mile and an eighth. It's not the same.
There's some speed. There's a little speed in here. Corruption has some speed. Dashman has some speed. Program trading won't be too far away, I don't think. Obviously, rhetorical will be on the pace. Test score is not going to be too far away. He's going to be just licking his chops back there. The old man.
Love him. GFP.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Kentucky Derby. Last year
what
again.
What are you doing right now, by the way?
What am I doing?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Oh, I have my phone in front of my so I can look at it.
Oh, okay. I could hear it. I was thinking, what the heck?
Oh, I have it. I was turning the pages.
Okay, Kentucky Derby. Let me get into this. Come on, Derby. Click up. Uh-oh, my DRF doesn't want to. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah.
All right, Renegade. Drew the Rail, morning line favorite, 4-1. Todd Pletcher, Irad Ortiz. Irad Ortiz never won the Derby.
Crazy.
Crazy.
Rapoli is also a little cursed in the Derby. Every time he's got a horse that's good, it ends up scratched.
Yeah, I loved this horse going in after his last win in the Arkansas Derby. Thought that final eighth he ran was spectacular. I don't love the rail draw, although I don't like hate it like some people are just saying he's a toss. He doesn't have any speed anyway, so I mean he's gonna find a spot in there somewhere. Mm-hmm. I think he's a contender. I would not be surprised if this horse came rolling late and blew by everybody, especially if they go fast early. So I have to make Renegade a contender.
He's actually my top pick.
He's your top pick. Interesting.
He is my top pick.
There's been all this talk about quarter crack issues, and he's wearing special shoes. Like,
is he wearing special shoes too? I saw that the Cherie DeVoe horse is wearing special shoes.
Yeah, actually, Renegade. I think he 3/4 his shoes.
Oh yeah, let's see. Renegade to wear special shoes. Let me just read about it real quick. So Golden Tempo has a quarter crack.
Yeah. Look, a lot of things can change.
Renegade to wear 3/4 shoes on both front feet, the same way he was shod for the Arkansas Derby.
Yeah, it didn't really hurt him that day.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to come.
Okay.
Albus.
I'm fine.
30-1. Manny Franco, Riley Mott for Pin Oak Stud. Won the Wood Memorial.
Pretender.
Intrepido, 50-1. Mullins, Barrios, Dutch Girl Holdings, and Irving Ventures.
We love them, by the way. They were on our show.
We love them. Ruben.
Pretender. How about that work?
Oh my God. Litmus Test, 50-1. Martin Garcia, Bob Baffert for the Avengers. Pretender. Right to Party, Kenny McPeak, Chester Broman Sr. Right to Party.
By the way, I don't know if you saw, but Kenny McPeak was on with JK on another In the Money Media show. And Kenny McPeak said this horse is going to win. And JK said if he wins, he'll shave his head.
It's amazing. I think he's a pretender.
Billy's like, I will also shave my head. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Commandment.
Commandment to me feels like the kind of forgotten horse here. his sheets are a little bit slower than everybody else, but he's a good pattern. He comes off a win in the Florida Derby. He's 6-1. Cox, Saez. I just don't love him. I don't know what it is. Maybe it has to do with Pratt getting off. I know the Cox barn is very high on him, as well as their other horse that we're going to talk. I think he's like one of those fringy
Fringe
horses that
players, yeah.
I could see hitting the board. I just don't think I don't like him to win.
Same. Ditto. Dan and Bourbon, one of two Japanese entrants in here. This one took the road through Japan to get to the Derby, and he's a perfect 3 for 3. He looked actually pretty good in his last race.
I think Brett Jones loves this horse.
Does he?
Yeah. Dan and
Okay.
Bourbon. I don't know much about this horse, to be honest with you. I just look at his numbers. He's a little bit slow. He's done well in Japan. At some point, Japan's going to win the Derby. Just don't know if this is the horse to do it.
Okay. I mean, I actually kind of liked the other Japanese runner over this one.
Okay.
So you're Pretender for him?
Yeah, he's fast though. This horse could hit the board. He could light up the top board for sure.
And also this race where it says muddy in his last race, it wasn't really muddy. It was wet sand, so it played fast.
Interesting. So happy, Mark Glatt for Saints and Sinners and Norman Stables. Our friends Hans and Anna and Mike Smith. Does Mike Smith win big races?
Yeah, every now and then. They should, if he wins another one, they should give him a nickname about it.
Yeah, maybe it's Money Mike Smith. I mean, this horse literally has done very little wrong in his career. He's got a great pattern heading into this race. On sheets, he's the second fastest horse in the race.
Really?
Ran huge in the Santa Anita Derby but he kind of got a great setup that day.
And I hate a horse that doesn't train good, and he doesn't train good.
Doesn't train well. But Mark Glatt with the great story, obviously, lost his wife recently, Dina, and would be a great story. I just have it ingrained in my head when I was talking about this horse with Glatt, maybe before the San Felipe, and he was just always concerned about distance limitations. And I think that 1.25 miles just might be too much for him. I wouldn't be surprised if he was in it when they turned for home, in some great spot, maybe, grab the lead for a second. But I think that 1.25 miles is going to catch up to him.
So is he fringe or Pretender?
I think he's Pretender.
Okay. I think he's fringy. I feel like he could.
All right. Fringy?
Yeah, fringy.
Okay. All right.
Okay. The Puma.
The Puma.
I think the Puma's a contender.
The Puma's a contender. This is the same crew that won with Mage, and he's very similar to Mage. Comes in off a really gutsy effort in the Florida Derby. He just runs like a bat out of hell. He's just kind of an athlete. I'm really kind of secretly rooting for this horse for Charlie Koch, who is a giant Puma fan.
Oh, yes. He was the first one to say something.
Yeah. And Restrepo actually sent Charlie a hat.
No
Puma
way.
Hat from the Derby. Yes.
That's cool.
So I've struggled with this non-work since April 18th. I don't understand why we're not breezing him. And then I heard he walked today, so makes me a little nervous. And then they're selling pieces off. There's too much smoke around this horse. When Mage came in, it was he was just an afterthought.
Right.
I think there's too much thought about this horse. I think he's fringy. I think, look, if he gets the perfect trip, he's good enough to win, but I think he's fringy.
Okay. All right. Wonder Dean, of the two Japanese, this is the one that I prefer. Now, we haven't had any luck with the Japanese winning. We haven't had any luck with horses coming in from the UAE winning, and he's got both of those. I like the fact they brought him over early. He seems to have acclimated really well.
Again, I'm not gonna throw out any Japanese horse. They're very, very good at what they do. They're going to win the Derby. I don't know if it's one of these.
I don't know. What do you do this pedigree that we've never heard of before?
Yeah, I'm gonna pass on that.
All right, so Pretender for Billy.
Yep.
All right, what about Incredibolt here? Did he win you over with this Virginia Derby?
No.
Nope.
No. Pretender? I like Riley Mott. I think he's done a hell of a job to get 2 horses in this first year of training. He is Incredibolt and Albus, and that's an amazing accomplishment. He should be very proud. This is one of those horses too that probably is going to be back a little ways. Maybe he runs on and hits the Tri or the Super. I can't see him winning.
All right. Chief Wallaby.
I think Chief Wallaby's kind of
horse with the blinkers on.
Yeah, I trust Mod. I just think it's weird. I just
Hmm.
and he truly in his 3 races, he hasn't been that fast. Um, he's lost a Commandment. We said Commandment was fringy. I think this horse is going to take some action this week. He's kind of the wise guy horse. Might get bet down from that 8-1 morning line. He to me he's fringy. I would make him more contender. I mean pretender than contender, but I'll leave him as fringy.
I like Fringy also for him.
Yeah.
Silent Act. Now, this is a horse I still like. I feel like he's probably not going to win, but I can easily see him running top 3 in here. That's what he likes to do is just pick up checks. I thought in the Rebel, he got a little outgamed and he was a little green, but then in the Arkansas Derby, Renegade blew his doors off.
Yeah, it's hard to like him over Renegade
Yeah.
after watching that disaster. This is another horse that's perfect for tri fillers, super fillers if you're betting
Yes.
those. I just don't see him as a contender to win. I see him more as a pretender.
Okay. Potente. This horse is hard for me. This horse is really hard.
I agree. This horse is hard for me too because I was really impressed with the first 2 starts. Then last
Yes.
time, just got caught in that wicked speed to him, and they
And he
went
doesn't want to be in
46
the
and
lead,
3,
right?
111. But then he comes back with a really fast work over the track this
Did you
week.
see the work though?
It's insane.
I
He's
mean,
a
like
very
to
look. They paid two
me,
point
that
four
work was
million
not a
dollars for
bad
this horse.
one.
He kind of reminds me of when Baffert won on the lead that year with Medina Spirit.
Hmm.
Um,
Hold on,
that he
Billy. Hold on. Olivia's getting her
oh
braces off. Hold
oh
on 1 second. I have to
okay
just who's calling. Hold on.
okay, and we're back.
Okay, we're back.
We were talking about Potente. I don't know what to make of this horse. I'm going to say Pretender. Wouldn't shock me if this horse was on or near the lead, or got a great trip. I think he's got a really good post, and it's Baffert. I mean, you got to take him seriously in this
If
race. I mean,
if you can
he's
get him anything close to 20 to 1, I feel like he
yeah.
is
You're going to get a price.
a
You're going to get a
play.
price. Yeah, yeah. Um, Emerging Market is a contender to me, and I feel the same way about Emerging Market as I do about Chad's Filly and the Oaks. I think this horse is uber talented. Obviously, I put a lot into Pratt's thinking, and and he rides for Chad Brown. He's kind of his number one guy. So I'm sure that had something to do with the going into the decision of riding Emerging Market because he could have ridden Commandment as well, or any horse in this race. Pratt probably could have ridden. He chose this horse. I know this horse is really talented. He comes in very lightly raced. I loved his work the other day, and I think 15 to 1 is a huge price. And I think this horse can hit the board for sure. And if he gets the right trip, he has a chance to win.
So fringe or contender?
No, contender. I just said he has a chance to win.
Okay. Yeah, but you said feet hit the board, and I
Well,
feel
I'm
like
just saying,
there
like,
was
I
some
think he's.
hedging.
No, I'm not hedging. This is one of my horses I like.
Okay. 1, 2. So far, you only have 2 contenders.
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
only going to have 3.
I love it. Pavlovian, he's a pretender, right?
Yeah, I think Maldonado is going to do what Maldonado does, and they're going to try to make the lead, and there's other speed in here. I just think everybody says there's not too much pace in here, but I just feel like
Which
they're still
six
going to go
speed's gonna
fast.
go. Pavlovian's gonna go. Litmus
Yeah,
test is gonna try to go.
yeah. I think there's a lot of speed in here.
Yeah. Okay. 6 speed pretender for me.
Pretender for me.
Sorry, Jake. We love you. I just don't think this
Love you,
horse
Jake.
wants to go a mile and a quarter.
Yeah,
Further ado.
that's my top pick.
Love him,
Um,
right?
yeah, I think 6-1. Brad Cox, Johnny V. I think he's going to get bet. Would be my guess. Spendthrift obviously won the Derby with Authentic many years ago, a few years ago. This horse is by far the fastest horse on all numbers. His race in the Bluegrass was awesome. The question is, does he bounce? He loves Keeneland, blah, blah, blah. The one thing that I will say is he won the Kentucky, what is it? The Jockey
Hockey
Club.
club. Yeah,
Yeah,
but who did he
stakes.
beat? Who
It
did he
doesn't
beat?
matter. That's not my point. Who did Sovereignty beat when he won the race at Churchill?
I'll have to go back and look.
Yeah, what I'm saying is it was a 2. What I'm saying is he's won at Churchill. I don't care who he beat at Churchill. He's won, and he worked great the other day. I think Further Ado is definitely the horse to beat in here.
He's been looking fantastic training. I
I
mean,
just
he looks
here,
great.
yeah. He reminds me of like this is gonna sound funny. I just thought of this.
Okay.
He reminds me of like if the Puma had like an older brother, like that was like Further Adu's like the junior in high school, and the
Right?
Pumas like turning just got into his sophomore year, and they're both on varsity together. And the Pumas like this incredible athlete, and Further Adu's kind of just the other. He's not big, but
Right.
he's like the star quarterback. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's what I feel like. All right.
All right. Further ado. So big contender in Billy's top selection there.
Yeah.
Golden Tempo. I actually thought this horse could be an exotics play at a big price,
Why
but now
not?
with the foot issue, mm,
Oh, stop. I mean, Cherie's been very honest about it. She's like, look, we do this every day. This is nothing to worry about. I think if anything, it'll make his price go up. I think definitely this is, if you're betting tries and stuff, you got to bet these horses that just come from behind, like Golden Tempo. Like we're going to
yeah,
talk about Full Effort next with Cox and Gaffleone at 20-1. I think these horses that just are going to run on late past these tiring speeds are great for try fillers. So I don't think either one is a contender, but I wouldn't be afraid to use them in a try or a super or something like that.
yeah.
I don't bet a lot of tries and supers in the Derby. I have enough problems.
Trying to pick
Uh,
the winner.
I just try to pick the winner and have it in multi-race bets, pick sixes. And like Full Effort, I think is a really nice horse. I did, and he but breaks from post 20. He's probably going to be wide, but they'll take him back. Gaffleone, he'll be probably next to Renegade at some point in this race. And when they start moving it about the halfway through down the backstretch, this race has 20 horses, and as you know, it's a crapshoot. I mean, I watched that Rich Strike race about 100 times this week. It was unbelievable. I can't believe he beat Epicenter, but that's besides the point. You have to figure out who on this day is going to get the best trip. Demand a price, even though I took Further Ado and he'll probably be 5-1. That's fine for multi-race things. And if I like emerging market and I just key those two, 15 and 18, and if you do decide to bet some tries and kind of hit a horse that just runs on for third or split him and runs for second, there's some value there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it. I
Yeah.
like it. All
Like
right.
it a lot.
That was our full
What
on.
number won last year?
What do you mean? What number? What number was
What number
Sovereignty?
was Sovereignty?
I have no idea.
He was 18.
Was he?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so I have our whole list. So
And you know what else I like? You know what else I kind of like?
What?
Remember, I loved Torpedo Anna,
Yes.
and I liked Mystic Dan, and it was the McPeak time. I
Yep.
feel like this year could be the Cox time, where you get Prom Queen and Further Ado, or you get Prom Queen and Commandment, or it could be the Chad Brown with his two horses. I feel like there's like a barn momentum. I know that is not
It's
real.
also helpful that they have multiple runners in the races.
Yeah, but it's still. I mean, I still think it's kind of cool.
I
All right.
agree. I don't
So you're
disagree.
going to be at Santa Anita, so you're going to get to see the Padre.
Yes. So speaking of Santa Anita, we've got a 4-day race
Yeah.
week coming up Thursday, Friday,
Yeah.
Saturday, and Sunday. Thursday, we have a pick six carryover of 44,000. They expect that pool to be around 300,000. Also, Friday, we are starting racing late. So our normal post time of 1 o'clock is going to be pushed back to 3:15. I've been dying for us to do twilight racing. We are doing it around the fact that Churchill Downs has pushed the Oaks back to a later time frame. So you'll be able to hang out the races, have the Oaks there. And I just feel like it's a great thing to do. You get off work on a Friday, you don't have to rush anywhere. You can come to the races for a bit. We're going to have daylight till 7:30. We're going to have 8 races. So if you are in the neighborhood, please support Santa Anita so we can keep doing cool things like this, because I am so excited.
Very cool. Good luck, everybody, in the Derby and the Oaks this weekend. Big weekend.
Kentucky.
What am I wearing?
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea. You think I've thought about? We just decided.
You're leaving like today.
I'm leaving tomorrow. I have no idea. Hopefully I have some clothes there. I don't know. Do I have to get dressed up? I don't even want to get dressed. You don't have to get dressed up at the Derby, by the way.
Billy, it's kind of like the point of the Derby is to get dressed up.
I know, but I don't like getting dressed up. I think Friday.
You lost weight.
No, I think Friday I might wear that sweater that I bought, the little turtleneck sweater. That's like a good look.
Okay.
The pair of jeans and a nice shirt, because I don't need to wear a jacket on Friday. No, I do.
No, it's fine. Just wear it.
And then Saturday I'll put on like a jacket and a nice shirt.
Okay. All right.
I don't fucking care. I don't really care about what I wear. I really
I know
don't.
you don't, but the rest of us do.
But like, let me ask you a question. Like, so who am I trying to impress?
Me.
Okay, so do
Your
you want to
partners, your
do you want to
horse.
just
You
do you want to
think
just
Gold
tell him?
Phoenix comes in and he's like, what,
No,
I mean,
he's
did
like,
you
hey,
not know
bro,
this
what
was
are you
a big
doing here?
race? Yeah.
He's like, hey, man, I can't believe we're back in Kentucky. Hey, like, what did I tell you now that you sit instead of when we win a race? What do you say?
Oh, you look hot. You look hot. That's it.
Oh, you're the
My
best. Have a
text
great
ability today
weekend.
just
Good luck,
hot.
everybody. Go get them. Go get them.
Bye.